Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about some issues facing going vegan in college and to shed some light on you and help you through some of the hard processes. If you're in college or if you're in high school or any age, really, it's kind of, I think it would be a struggle in any age because of our society today, but I'm just going to talk about some personal things that happened to me and tell you that it was a struggle for me, but I got through it and it worked out. So it's not as hard as you think. And that's, let me just start off by saying that I went to a college in Maine in the middle of nowhere and it was possible for me. So, where there's no fresh fruits, and I started in the winter time when there's really no fresh fruits anywhere or vegetables, and it's just really not common. I mean, I've only met one other girl, well, actually, two girls at my whole school that were vegan. So they're out there, but it's not that common. And yeah, so it's easy if you just put your mind to it and just realize that it's a life change and it's possible. So I want to start off by saying I'm sorry for the lighting. I am living in a trailer for the summer, so um, the lighting's really bad, and I have nowhere else to go really at the moment. Um, but I'm sorry about that, and I hope you can bear with me again. But okay, so let's get started. So the first thing I wanted to say is that when I initially became vegan, um, to backtrack a little, um, I actually started the second semester, so it was like January 13th when I started. When I made the full switch to becoming vegan, I was already vegetarian, and I was living at home for the winter, and I just had enough, and I was just like, if I'm ever gonna stick to becoming vegan, or if I even wanna continue this lifestyle, I just have to make the switch, and I decided to do that um, the first day going back to school, so second semester of my first year in college. And so the first thing I wanted to say is that you will need some time to reflect, and you do need to get your priorities straight before you go vegan. So if you think that you can just kind of BS it and think that you'll find reasons along the way, you will find reasons, and I kind of did that. And I just realized that I really needed some time to myself and to really realize the deeper meaning of everything that I believe, because that's very important, and you need to have your standards straight when you go vegan so you don't confuse everyone else and you don't confuse yourself. And I think that's really important. So if you could have some time to reflect and to really say, I'm going to do this. And for me, cold turkey worked best, but I mean, it's been a process for 4 years now. But I think you really need to decide what you believe and if it's the right thing to do. So that's with vegetarian or vegan. You really just kind of have to have your beliefs set forward before you can teach it to other people. And yeah, you're going to get some people who don't believe in what you're doing and are going to judge you, but it's just kind of important to have reasons already and be prepared for when that happens so you don't start questioning your own beliefs. Because the quote that I always go by is, if you don't have any beliefs or standards, you have nothing. Like, I know that's not really a quote, I just say it to myself all the time, but it's so true. If you don't have priorities, then no one else is going to believe you have priorities, and if you don't have certain beliefs that you always go back to, then you really have no basis for any of your morals in your life. So I think in anything in life, you need to figure out your standards and figure out your values before you put yourself into situations that could tear you away from what you believe. So that's my first tip. And then you need to choose who you want in your life and who you don't. So I think the most beautiful thing about, I know that sounds cliche or whatever, but about becoming vegan was that I realized who my true friends were. And that is so important. And it's one of the best blessings that I had, because a lot of my friends I found out were fake, and they judged me, and there were only a few friends that I stuck with throughout the process because I knew that they were real, and I knew that they supported me no matter what my beliefs were. And yeah, it was a struggle, and yeah, we still make conflicts about certain things because sometimes people view me as a problem or something we have to figure out. Like, if we all want to go hang out or something, everyone's like, oh, but what are you gonna eat? And what do you feel about this? Do you eat this? And I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. I can figure it out for myself. But yeah, so you just have to be independent and to realize that if you have no friends at the time, and believe me, there's only like 3 friends that I really had in college that I talked to. Um, but if you have no friends at the time, it's only a small amount of time in your life. And really, you're gonna make so many friends throughout your life. So, it's just important to like figure out what's important to you right now, and then it will all work out. Because you don't want to attract people to your fake self. You want to attract people to your real self. And going vegan really helped me do that. And I know that sounds weird, but it really did, I think, anyway. Um, and then another thing is to look for inspiration everywhere. So a lot of things that I found was like even just going outside or just putting myself out there. Sorry, my head's getting cut off. It really helped me to stick with it and to know that what I was doing was right. And by finding inspiration, I mean too, like you need to reach out. You need to, for me, watching YouTube helped. YouTube helped a lot, and I used Instagram and I used all different media sites to help me because there weren't many people in my personal life who inspired me. So just look out there and like being inspired is better than just being void to everything. So don't look at it as something that's like a pain in the butt or something you have to do. Just realize, for me anyway, every day I had to look at something that inspired me about veganism. And I had to realize every single day, tell myself, this is why you're doing it. And for a while, like, there would be days where I wanted to give up and I wanted to stop. But I didn't want to go back to what I used to have. I just wanted to stop and get out of the pain that I was feeling. But in reality, it wasn't because I was vegan, it was because I was learning about my surroundings and disagreeing with a lot of my surroundings, but going back to my old ways wouldn't make it any better. So that's another thing. I tried going vegan in the past, and it was really hard and only lasted for like a week because I did it the wrong ways and everything. But just to realize that, sorry, I can't breathe. Just realize that going back like is not going to make it any better, and to just tell yourself that, and tell yourself that what you're doing now is great and it's a change for the world, and it's not only individual, it's literally, it affects everything around you, and the longer you do it, the more you realize it. For me, it's only been a few months. I don't want to do the math right now and then get it wrong, but it's only been a few months, and I've noticed life changes in every area of my life, and it's really powerful, and it's worth it. So, sorry I'm babbling. Alright, so the next tip is to make sure you have substitutions, and what I mean by that is living in a college dorm or living on campus is really hard when it comes to food. And thank God I had a work-study job where I could pay, only making $7.50 an hour, of course, but where I could pay for my groceries every week, and I had a car, so that was really important. And if you can find any way possible, I know a lot of my friends took the bus to the grocery store, or I was their ride, but just like make sure you have things to snack on or to substitute, because starting out, I think it is important. I mean, my vegan journey, I'm getting healthier and healthier, I like to believe, but starting out, it is important to have those fake foods or something. So what I mean by that is every day my friends would have ice cream after dinner, and that's really unhealthy, but at our dining hall, there was always ice cream there, there was always more food they could munch on, and I just kind of had to sit there and just think in my head, okay, when I get back to my dorm, I can have my fake ice cream, or I can make some nice cream, or like, just like, I don't know, I guess like just have something to fill your hunger when you're alone, or even just to prepare you for when everyone else is gonna pig out. You want to have something else because in college there's a lot of pigging out, and you want to always be able to bring your own snacks and everything. And I know that sounds weird, but like a lot of people will actually appreciate it, so then you don't steal their food or you don't make them feel bad about themselves, you know? So, and sometimes I don't even say, like if I'm in a social situation, I don't even say I'm vegan. I just eat my snack and people want some, so they have some. So it's not that bad. Um, and then, let's see. So that's another thing. Make it casual, make it just something you don't really, for me, I didn't like to drag attention to myself. I didn't want people to think I was different. And now, I mean, I'm proud of it. But initially, it was hard to draw attention to myself when I was still like unsure about everything. And it was kind of like a life choice I had to make right away. So I wasn't really like stable at the time to deal with like everybody's judgments. But just try to make it casual and make it something that's like normal and don't make other people feel bad about themselves. Just kind of accept it and move on until you are sure you can back up your answers. Because a couple times I got in a situation where, sorry, I was looking at the time, it's already 11 minutes and I'm really sorry. But I'll make it short, I promise. But to just make it casual and make it something that like everybody feels comfortable around you, because you don't want to push everyone out of your life. And while you weed out who's important to you, you want to show people that it's positive and don't be that stereotypical vegan who pushes everyone away because it's not worth it. And I think the best way to spread the word is to slowly show them over time that it's a great thing and they'll see the benefits on you, and just try not to make it about them, make it about you, and keep it to yourself as much as possible. And then be proud and show it to everyone. And I think that's a really important thing. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. Be proud in every situation. Every time someone disses you and you have nothing to say back, smile and move on. Because sometimes it will come to a point where there's really no explanation for things, and you kind of just have to smile, say, I respect your decision, and I understand, and I was there at one point, and then just walk away, move on, or change the subject or something. But just remember to be proud and remember not to lose focus on your beliefs. And that goes with recounting every belief that you have every day. So, or at least some of them. And then don't overthink it. I know it can seem like you're in your own world and you're isolated and no one else is there, and believe me, I've gone through that. I've shut my door, stayed in my room for a week at a time, well, as much as you can, like in college, but I know what it feels to be isolated from being vegan, and just know that there's other people out there, and if you need that time, I think that time helped me, actually. I think I used that time as a positive instead of a negative, and I told myself, okay, let's see what will inspire me and let me refocus why I'm doing this. And so I would watch documentaries, YouTube channels, and just like research during that time and realize that it actually was more of a positive than a negative to isolate myself, and it was only temporary because shortly after I could go out and kind of just distract myself from my own choices in my own mind, because it's just life, guys, and you're just living for the temporary moment, so don't overthink the little things. And just remember, it's not just food, but a lot of veganism is just what you eat. And just remember, it's just what you're eating. And if it really matters, if today, okay, this is how I look at it. Every day, I tell myself, when I started out, I was like, if I can get through today, then I know I can do it. So I would just focus on today, I can eat vegan, and I'm proud of it. And then tomorrow, I can eat vegan, and I'm proud of it. And if you eat bad foods, or if you mess up and you accidentally eat something with butter, or something that has happened to me, just, you realize right away, like, how it made you feel, and how much you hated it, and it was a mistake, and it's fine. You can move on, and, like, that's gonna happen, because for me, I live in America, and that's gonna happen. I mean, 90% of the food here has some type of animal product in it, and it just sucks, but if you make the mistake, it's okay, and life goes on, and it makes you remember why you're doing everything, so it works out. So, sorry for babbling so much. Oh my god, it's 15 minutes. Um, okay, so I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you a little bit, and I hope you made it to this point because I like to talk and I talk too much. But thank you for watching, and if you have any comments, questions, or ideas for next video, please, please, please tell me, and tell me if like I'm even like helping or if I'm like really going off track and not helping at all. It really helps, and I need some ideas. So I hope you guys like that, and I hope we can continue our conversation somewhere else or something. Just let me know, and I'll see you again at some point. Bye.